Just 24 hours after the Iowa caucuses, Senator Bernie Sanders raked in nearly $3 million. Jesus. Now, according to an aide from the Sanders campaign, it has, quote, been our best day ever when it comes to fundraising. Now, of course, the vast majority of Senator Sanders' money is raised online with in small increments. The average donation is about $27. Now, that, of course, gives his campaign the ability to return to those same donors to ask for more contributions. In fact, only a tiny fraction of Sanders' contributors have hit the maximum, which is about $2,700 per person. So you hit that limit, you can't do anymore. Now, I've reported before that Hillary Clinton, a lot of her donors have hit that maximum. So she's going to have to go out and she's going to have to get fresh new donors. That could be a problem in the long haul, especially if this primary fight continues to be as much of a slog as now people are saying. It's going to be a very, very competitive fight on the Democratic side, which is ultimately good in the long run for Senator Sanders. Anyway, now he also benefited from new donors in the hour after his speech on Monday night, where basically he'd said, look, we tied in Iowa. We're not going to give up the fight, though. We have started a political revolution. Now, right after that speech, 4 in 10 who gave during that stretch had actually not previously contributed to Sanders' campaign. And this is according to Sanders communication director Michael Briggs. Now, according to released fundraising totals, Senator Sanders has nearly matched Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in fundraising during the two previous quarters. And as of 2 days ago, the campaign announced that it raised $20 million in the month of January alone. Jeez, man, that is a big haul, and it comes primarily from small donors. In fact, the past 24 hours had actually even exceeded that pace. So he's on track to make lots and lots of money. So let's do a comparison now that we know how much he's made. Now, let's do a comparison between his campaign and Hillary Clinton's campaign. Now, recently, billionaire George Soros donated $6 million to a Hillary-aligned super PAC. Now, let's kind of put that in perspective here. That equals roughly the amount of money that 220,000 average Bernie Sanders supporters have given to his campaign. That is slightly more than the population of Des Moines, Iowa. So more than the people of Des Moines, if everybody in Des Moines gave money to Hillary Clinton, it would equal the amount of money that George Soros gave to one of her super PACs. Wow. When one billionaire can give as much money to a presidential campaign as nearly an entire city, you know the system is tilted towards the rich. Now, I'm not saying George Soros is evil or he's a terrible person or the boogeyman the right wing likes to make him out to be. But his influence and the influence of other influential billionaires is indicative of the problem of big money in politics. It also points out the differences between the campaigns. Senator Sanders, he doesn't have a super PAC, and he regularly touts that. And he does not take millions of dollars from super wealthy people. His campaign is funded by regular, everyday Americans who actually decry that influence of money in politics and who want to change that system and change the status quo. Now, Hillary Clinton, her campaign is also funded by many individual donors. That's true. You can't say that that's not true. She gets lots of individual donations too. However, the lion's share of her money comes from millionaires and billionaires and giant multinational corporations like Goldman Sachs. And in all of that, I think that kind of tells you who would have the most influence on a Clinton presidency.